Thanks for joining David, Kevin, and myself for the educational video for the month of February. We hope you and your families are doing well. Today, David and Kevin are going to look at the key advantages of contributing to an RRSP. They're going to walk you through each one of the advantages. I'm going to pass you over to the boys, but before I do that, I just want to remind you that this is a leap year. So RRSP deadline, instead of being February 28th, is going to be February 29th. Take care, and off to the guys.
Exciting might not be the first word that jumps to mind when we mention RRSPs, but we're hoping that after going through this video and highlighting the tax savings and the growth potential behind an RRSP, that might change for you. Here are three main reasons that an RRSP is a great way to save this tax season. Number one is tax savings. Whatever amount you contribute to your RRSP, you get to deduct from your gross income. This gives you tax relief in the year in which you contribute. For some, an RRSP contribution can result in a big tax refund. Number two is tax-sheltered earnings. Any money you make on your investments inside your RRSP is not taxed until you withdraw from the account. If you start investing early, this can result in many decades of tax-deferred compound growth. Number three is tax bracket differential. You do eventually pay tax on your RRSP savings when you withdraw from the plan. However, most people only withdraw from their RRSPs once they are retired, as most retirees will be in a lower tax bracket in retirement than when they were working. This results in a tax bracket differential benefit. This is especially true for couples that can split RRSP withdrawals with their spouse once over the age of 65, particularly when one spouse earned a comparatively higher income during their career.
Here are some key points that are important to be aware of when it comes to the RRSP. You can open an RRSP at any age, so long as you have earned an income and you filed a tax return. You create RRSP room based on 18% of your earned eligible income. The maximum RRSP room you can create for 1 year is $30,780 as of 2023. Generally, RRSPs are an attractive investment strategy for people earning more than $54,000 a year. If you're earning less than this, a tax-free savings account is probably a better option for you. You must convert your RRSP into a registered retirement income fund when you turn 71. And once you are 72 years old, you must draw a minimum level of income from your RRIF as prescribed by the CRA. As the name would indicate, Registered Retirement Savings Plan is primarily a retirement savings account. However, many people do not know that if you are a first-time home buyer, you can withdraw up to $35,000 from your RRSP on a tax-deferred basis to help finance your down payment. As far as removing money from an RRSP for a first-time home buyer's down payment, certainly if you've accumulated money in an RRSP through a group plan or through your own savings, you can certainly tap into your RRSP. But going forward, if you're saving additional funds for the purposes of buying your first home, it would make more sense to max out the newly available first home savings account before you continue contributing to the RRSP, just so you're aware. If you want more information on the FHSA, if you're not familiar with it, we'd be happy to set up a phone call with you about that specifically. In what instances does it make sense for someone to contemplate making an RRSP contribution, Kevin?
If you are the higher earner in your household, then it makes more sense for you to contribute to RRSPs than your spouse who might be in a much lower tax bracket. If you have a higher than usual income earning year, like if you got a huge commission or a bonus towards the end of the year, this might be another situation where you should make an RRSP contribution, because with those bonuses or a commission, you could get bumped into a higher tax bracket. And so contributing to your RRSP will help bring you back down into a lower tax bracket, hopefully. If you're facing old age security clawback, as old age security is a taxable income, then contributing to an RRSP might help offset your income enough where you don't get your OAS clawed back, depending again on where you are in that tax year. If you're planning to retire prior to age 65, then contributing to a spousal RRSP where you make the contribution and get the tax deduction towards your income, but your spouse gets to withdraw those funds in retirement, might make more sense for you as well. In what situations should you not make an RRSP contribution?
So like Kevin said, if you are the lower income earning spouse, let's say for instance you make $50,000 a year but your spouse makes $150,000 a year, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for that lower income earning spouse who's in a 28% tax bracket to put money into an RRSP in their own name when their spouse could benefit from the RRSP contribution at a 40% tax bracket. You know, if you're the lower income earning spouse but you still want to put some money aside into an RRSP, you may want to consider making a contribution into your own spousal RRSP where your higher income earning spouse benefits from the tax savings, which overall as a couple will net you a better tax refund together, but you're still setting aside some of your own cash for retirement savings. Also, let's say you're a self-employed business person or you're a salesperson and your income may be more variable, and in a particular year your income was a lot lower than it normally would be for whatever reason. Maybe you're off work on sabbatical for part of a year or something. In that 1 year that you have a much lower income than normal, you probably would be better served to just save to a TFSA for that year, and then once your income returns to its normal level or a higher level, roll those assets back into an RRSP. Also, if you're a younger adult, let's say you're in your 20s or 30s, you've just finished school and you're just launching your career, and you expect that with your career arc you should start earning a lot more money as you become more established, you may in the early part of your career, it would probably be better for you to save to a tax-free savings account, or if you're early on in your career and you still haven't bought your first home yet, saving to the FHSA and then the TFSA and then probably the RRSP last is probably the most sensible thing for you to do.
We hope you learned a little bit about RRSPs today, and if you want to make sure you get your contribution in before the deadline, give us a call or make an appointment to come in and see Harry, David, or myself. Just a reminder again that the deadline this year, because it's a leap year, is February 29th. So if you want to make a contribution and have it deductible against your 2023 income, make sure you reach out before the deadline date.
Take care.